Hey, it's you. Come on in. We're glad to see you.
How about lunch at the club today with Stirling Soap Company?
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
On Wednesdays and Saturdays.
We are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres on YouTube, why? Come on in the live chat. Meet us. Meet the Whiff Pack, a cool group of friends from all over the world hanging out. They'd love to meet you, too.
They would. And for our mention today, I finally got my own Stirling brush. I went with the synthetic 2-band. It's got this green little stripe on the bottom with Stirling, and it's super soft. I don't think it's quite a cashmere, but it feels like it. So you'll get to see it in action later today.
And y'all, the best $13 I ever spent in the wet shaving world was my little 22mm Stirling brush. Boy, I love that thing. And after exploring this one, I kind of want one of these too. The handle has a lot of nice weight to it.
It does. I think that one's a 24mm. So we've gone up to... What is our soap today?
Well, I think our soap today is an homage to a ubiquitous aftershave you can find at country clubs across the country. Let's meet it. All right, y'all, from the sales page at stirlingsoap.com.
This scent will take you back in time to the era of classy gentlemen's clubs and the corner barbershop. Inspired by classic gentlemanly scents, you will swear you hear jazz music wailing and cocktail glasses clinking. Come on in and join the club.
Well, this is a first. Y'all, there's no scent notes.
Nothing.
At all, so we don't know if we even got the right soap. Now, going by the name, we think that this is an homage to Pinard's Clubman, or which somebody said in our comments is actually pronounced Pinot.
Oh.
We are told membership has its privileges, but we might know better when we open the box.
All right, y'all. I got my brush in this box and an EDP, so we have one soap left.
Yeah, we had to open it to get out our treasures, but we did not sneak a sniff of Clubman. There it is. Look at the beautiful blue color. Here's the splash. Oh, there's a sample bar. It looks like it is Ramblin' Man. Oh, no, it's a sample of the shave soap. Oh, we will be sending that out to somebody because we can't smell this yet. We have not reviewed it yet, but I think we've got it waiting. Here's the splash with some menthol. There's the bar soap. And here are our Clubman perfect friends, y'all. Make sure your cleats are shined up and your balls are washed. We're going out for a first impression. Do you want to smell the OG before you dive into that?
Oh, yeah, let's do it. Okay, let's see here. Oh, it's definitely been a while since I've taken a look. I always picture it more green because of the lid and everything, but there is more like an ambery kind of barbershop-y thing going on.
I used to really reject this summarily because for me, it had a bit of a rancid oil smell to it. Y'all, I was smelling oil that was on the outside of the bottle. Look at this formula. That's not water. That's oil-based. So that's what I was smelling. As soon as we washed off the bottle, flavor country. All right, here we go.
You sure you want me to go first?
Yes, in fact, we're not even sure that this is an homage to Clubman, so we'll find out here in a second.
Let's see if I can figure it out. Okay, here's the pour for those who like to see a nice full
Sterling
pour.
formula, y'all. What are we looking at here? Lay it on me.
I think so. I think there might be a little spin on it.
Yeah.
Only because I really do get something more in this blue zone.
Oh.
So I'm not sure how that's happening. We have no scent notes to tell us if I'm right. So you're just going to have to believe me.
Right. That'll make the scent note section kind of interesting.
I mean, I do feel like I'm in a club. Like, I do feel like there's kind of that thing going. Like, there's something fancy about it, but not over the top. There's just a layer of that quiet that's in a club.
Right.
Like, you really do hear things clanking, little chatter, light music, someone playing the piano. There is just that calm when you walk in.
That's it. My dad was a member of the Mira Vista Country Club, and it's not a kind of club. It had quiet corners. Like, that's what they traded on, was tranquility. Right? So, absolutely.
It almost has like a really fancy library vibe.
Is there a scent note you can pick out? Because I guarantee you're not going to be wrong.
Just was thinking that. I'm getting a vintagey side.
Oh.
So I think that could go back to like where that came from or like, that classic kind of thing. And it did list something about like a barbershop in there. I do get that masculine kind of dry herb, clean, almost kind of barbershop-y. Like some of the barbershops have a rosemary or some of those herbs in there. It's something like that. That's adding that little fancy kind of side to it. But it doesn't go anywhere to cologne lane.
Right.
Like I really do get the aftershavey, kind of more gentle, subtle hints. But I think it's a drier green, herby kind of side in there.
Now, this is something you will only find on the Barbershop Duet. This is the Is You Is or Is You Ain't My Baby with Smell Them Both. Tell me what you think if they have the same.
Ooh, it's hard. First whiff, I want to say no.
Oh!
When they're side by side. I think something else is happening in here. Unless it's with the base. I'll let you know when I get to the splash. But something here, it's the right era.
Right.
It's the right time zone. But something is a little more ambery over there. And something is a little more green/bluish kind of thing here.
Right. Now, point of parliamentary procedure. Sometimes when you get a modern day homage to Old Spice, it's not the current version of Old Spice you can buy down at the A&P. It's the 1960s Shulton formula Old Spice they are homaging. So it is possible that Rod and Mandy, if they are homaging Clubman, went back to an OG formulation rather than the current Long's Drugs version. So that may be why there are subtle differences if it is meant to be the same homage.
Right. Okay, you ready to get your nose on this?
I am. I'm going to decide here right now. I'm going to have a meeting with myself and see if it is homaging Clubman. Here we go. You ready? Yep. Yep. It is. It is. But it's got some differences. It's got some nuances. Okay, let's dive in. Well, I'm happy because this is Stirling's take on Clubman. And I love the takes on Clubman way more than I love Clubman. I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe it's the vintage formula versus the modern formula thing. But this, y'all, this is nice. Hold on.
It's a little friendlier. I don't know how, but it is.
There is something a slight bit funky and danky in the original Clubman, but it's not in the bass notes. It's in the mids and upper notes where my nose just kind of goes, oh, I like most of this, but there's something in that that's a little unsafe. Y'all, if this is the vintage formula of that, my nose feels right at home. It moved in, it unrolled a sleeping bag, and it turned on Pee-wee's Playhouse. Hold on a second. This is fabulous. Why do I love this so much more?
There's something in this that's approaching the Marcus Clean/vintage
Right.
classic aftershave zone that you like.
And hold on, I'm going to have a breakout meeting with myself right now and see if I can figure out what it is that's different and why I like this so much better. There's a weird chemically smell right in the middle of this. And some of the herbs and spices in this smell kind of man-made-ish.
Yeah.
And I think the intensity's a bit off. The intensity's super strong here, but certain pokey things are coming out in the
There's
balance.
no pokes in this.
Y'all, this is poke less. Yeah, if you want to get poked, this ain't it.
Everything, all the corners have been rounded off, like it's just smooth.
Minty green and wonderful. Nothing brown. Should have worn my green picture. Okay. It's a really sort of syrupy, sickeningly sweet rose thing in the middle of this that is not in this. Do you sense that too?
Okay. I think now that you're saying the lane I should be in, the rose
you feel
thing.
what I mean? It's a really strong rose carnation, sort of funeral home-esque floral.
And it has the pokies on there.
It has the pokies.
It's pokey. I almost get more like a dried rose, like it becomes one of those herbs that are in there next to a rosemary, something green, and they're best friends in this mix.
And here's an interesting thought.
Okay.
I know the smell of the Stirling base. It's subtle, but it clicks beautifully with this scent. It just gives it a little bit of an earthy sense to it.
I think that's what I noticed on my first whiff, and then I had to be like, wait, go past that. There's more in there, but they do, it almost coexists so well that you think they're supposed to be together.
And the balance is extraordinary where the herby meets the mint meets the soapy. It's just a beautiful rainbow. You can't tell where one starts and the other stops. This is way more smoothed out than the original.
I agree. I think what's smoothed out in there adds this classy level, like you really would be in the club at the golf course. The other one, I don't think so. It's a little more the cheaper setup. This is the legit clubhouse.
Do they really have 5 or 6 bottles like this sitting by the sink in the bathroom? Yeah! And some of them have a dude that'll help you put it on. There is just something from the moment you walk in the door at Mira Vista to the time you leave where they just let you know you're well taken care of and you're in the company of friends. I mean, you pay for it, don't get me wrong. But this has that jovial nature. I can't get enough of this. And I get enough of this real quick. Let's look at the non-existent scent notes. All right, y'all, from the sales page at Stirling Soap Company, here are the scent notes that they have listed. All right, right, y'all, we headed over to the maggotsrazors.com site to see if they had any scent notes listed for the actual Pinot Clubman, and they do. They are...
Top notes of orange, bergamot, and mouthwatering lemon with green nuances throughout.
Okay, well, just that is enough to describe most of what's going on here. That's lovely.
It does keep it more like a mid-afternoon scent to me. It must be with those citruses. I didn't even realize.
And it's a little bit of almost the tang part of the orange, like the space drink. And the green notes are way more of the Parasso green side than they are like the green Irish tweed side. And then...
the floral heart of jasmine, orange flower, and geranium dance with lavender and is completed with a warm musk background.
Y'all, those are the florals that I think are a little bit turned up or a little bit done with more of a chemical nature here, a man-made version of those, and this is much more of a natural sense of those florals.
And I think it just adds like a friendly side. I'm not sure how, but if I didn't realize that there were that many florals in there, it's not that it makes it not masculine. It still is kind of in that lane, but it's much more welcoming than I was expecting.
And would you like to use your new Stirling brush and show these folks how it dances with this lather here? Put this in your KUN bowl like that into the Love and Octopus arms, and I'm going to smush it in to make a flat surface so this new brush doesn't have any chunks available to it, just layers. And a little love from our Smaldridge Memorial Bougie Sprayer into the bowl here, and you can go to town on this with your new brush. Now, here's how we make our lathers here at the Barbershop Duet. We put all the water we're going to need in first, hopefully, and then we take that brush, we let a little bit of that ancillary water make its way onto the bristles as it contacts the soap. We're going to go one direction, we're going to go backwards, we're going to push down, see what the backbone has to say, and then we're going to turn the brush 25%, give those bristles a new orientation to pull that soap up with. The goal here is to get the soap loaded onto the bristles first, then comes the flood. And look at that, just about the time only about 10% of that soap is left among the octopus arms. Now we're going to go down, we're going to grab the rest of that water, and that brush is ready to go anywhere you want to build a lather. Oh, how's it working?
Good. Do you want to feel how the brush works?
I kind of do, yeah. Let me see here.
Just a little subtleties and differences between brushes.
That's nice.
It's a little softer, right?
The bristles are super soft, but they have just enough backbone for me. I'm a big fan of backbone.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like so soft that it just kind of flimpy, you know?
Right, that's nice. And you know, while you're doing that, I'm just going to take a quick sniff of this bar soap.
Ooh, yeah.
We're putting this in the shower tomorrow. Oh, y'all, the bar soaps and the shampoo and conditioner bars can be great ways to get to know the scent. In fact, Solstice from PAA, we did not even really understand the glory of that until we got the shampoo bar a few weeks ago. It was so freaking good. We went and bought the EDP this morning.
We had that happen with Haverford and Queen of Hearts. We had to go get the EDPs right after.
Grab a soap bar, grab a shampoo bar, $5-6, get to know your favorite scent in a different way. Oh, that was Big Bubbles a second ago. Now look at that you got going on. That's literally reflecting the light.
Hey.
All right, y'all, this is something you will only find here in the Barbershop Duet. This is the Studio 54 or Club 33 with on 3, 1, 2. Oh, that's nice. They're almost identical.
Something just brightened up a little here.
Yeah, just widened it a little bit, gave it a little bit of humidity to it. That's nice.
Okay, so I feel like we have a barbershop inside of the club.
Ah.
There's something happening that really does put me like in a fresh shave kind of zone.
Right, but it's on the sweeter side. Yeah, I feel like there was a divide at a certain point in time where the scents went a little bit more drier, like Rive Gauche, and did things that way. Or they went a little sweeter, like Brut and Clubman, and they went that way with it.
It's funny, there is something in the base that works super well with this scent. I'm even getting it over here.
Queen of Hearts does that too, like with the base just clicks somehow. And would you please indoctrinate me into the club with a little hazing and put some of that lather on my face? Oh, that's lovely. I wish I hadn't shaved today.
Yeah, that brush is super soft, my friends.
Y'all, the best shave I ever had in my life was a Stirling soap. It is a phenomenal base.
I don't know if many people have a lot of dads that use Clubman growing up. Like, there might be something really nostalgic about this, too.
That's funny. I hear about all the others pretty much constantly. I even know what Foxy Matt's dad shaved with, but I don't know anybody whose dad used Clubman.
There's got to be someone, right?
Put in the comments. Maybe it was a European thing. Maybe Dan the Ham will have some answers for us. Oh, I could not resist getting a little menthol in this splash. I thought that would be a lovely addition if this was the Clubman homage I thought it was. All right, are you
crystal
ready?
clear juice in there. My goodness.
Okay, let's do it together.
All right.
There. Oh, here we go. All right, let's do it
that
together.
came out
Angelo
fast.
style. All right, here we go. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Okay, yeah, get past the menthol, and there's a lot of party happening on the other side.
Y'all! Menthol in my eyes. Y'all,
Wow.
they got my letters.
Yup.
This is the mintiest of minty soaps that I have smelled yet, and I'm in heaven. Because it's not like a spearmint, it's not like a peppermint, it's not like a corn mint that you know. It's just a beautiful, new, emerald green sort of mint that is sitting in the middle of this as if they went into this formula and carved out only the middle 60% that I love best and kept the rest of the sort of factory smelling parts
Smell
in the
for
bottle.
the orange portion.
Oh, okay, hold on. wait.
There's something in here.
I might need it a little
Because
bit.
there's orange in the citrus part, and then there's also an orange flower. And that is the one that's popping out to me more than I was expecting it would.
Wow.
Right? But it's so classy. It's a very classy. It's kind of like when you put the peel of orange into like a fancy drink.
Right.
Like there's something that's been happening to this. It's more that springtime vibe.
See, the original had me going more like for a tang, like a little
Yeah.
artificial going to the moon on the space shuttle drink. No, you're right. This is done with way more natural smelling stuff. This must be the like, original
Right.
formula kind of thing, right?
Yeah, something in that one goes like ambery, old, powdery. This is a brand new. I barely get the musk. It's so fresh and so ready and so clean.
Y'all, this is the anti-tobacco. It's the anti-patchouli. If you do not like those notes, this is your salvation because it's the other side. It's the bright, it's almost like limey, minty, beautiful bergamonty, bright sunlighty goodness is what this is.
And I had no idea that there were that many florals in it. At least we're smelling the real OG one.
Right.
But smelling it here, I can see how that's mainly the portion of the scents. There are some green nuances, but it is totally different than the other green stuff that we've been smelling this past month.
Yes, and now I get it. It's because of those tiny little changes that I love this version. And this, well, to tell a family secret, this is the only aftershave that isn't in the cabinet.
Nope.
It sits up above and to the right because it's bad. Now wait.
Okay.
I have heard sometimes when you really can dive into an OG type of scent and really start to understand what it was doing with the original version,
Right.
it helps you to understand and appreciate these a little better. I wonder if I
give it a
smell
go
this
some.
now that my face is steeped in sterling goodness,
Right.
where this might take me. Hold on. Oh, I was wrong. This still sucks. You should. Here,
This might be the last time I smell
and don't let me influence you. You might just love this. Here, take this in. See what you think. I'm right, though. It sucks, right?
Yes, but there's a part in it in the middle that I'm like, it's there, and then it's gone. Like,
is, right.
It's not enough. Any
Right.
dry down, and no.
Right.
I could see maybe where it had started, but that has not aged well.
And it's enough where I absolutely know that that's where they started. But y'all, it's like listening to Christmas Carol being read by Patrick Stewart and then hearing it read by Bruce Valanche. It's not going to exactly have the same mystery. You know what I mean? Can I pass the bar?
Yeah.
Here you go. Just like Will at Barrister Man.
Ah.
Right?
I just wanted to smell it without the menthol
I
again.
know.
But it's interesting. It's got sides like on me.
Right.
I would not know immediately
right.
that was meant to be more of a masculine kind of tone. Because the florals and the citruses in here, like that springtime vibe, at least on my skin, are much sweeter. Like I really would throw this on.
Yep. And you know what I love best? When you're making an aftershave like this and you literally have to make enough to provide the world with it, it's got to be good. At least the heart of it, the idea of it, the OG has got to be amazing. And this is the kind of a scent that you'd want to put on for any adventure that you were going to face. If you had no idea what your day was going to hold, this is the kind of thing that pretty much would have you covered, whether you're going out on the bay or whether you're going for a hike or whether you're going for a swim.
There's something very current about this scent,
Right.
their variation that I get. It's not as vintagey as I'm whiffing
you're
this.
right, you're right.
There's something that's been put through it that's really turned it up to be more of a current, like our current century of a scent.
And here's my proof that there's always a lot to discover in these original scents when you break them out and homage them. Because we have Club Guy from PAA, also an homage to the original Clubman. Is this close to Club Guy from PAA? No. I can kind of see how they are cousins. I can kind of see how they have the same DNA in what inspired them. But I love that those two noses, Stirling and PAA, went in some very different directions to recapture this original scent. And y'all, everybody's nose is different. That's why I love hearing different musicians play the same song. I like to hear how they heard it. So I love smelling Clubman the way that Rod and Mandy smell it. I love it in Club Guy, the way that Douglas and Fran smelled it.
Yeah.
And I love that they're different.
Like, this color blue fits, to me, the Stirling version, which is funny because
Yes.
the other label, there is more of the green nuances.
And the other one
in
is
Club
more of
Guy.
the green scent for me. Yeah. Well, after smelling the original green Irish tweed yesterday,
Right.
we figured out that every time it's homage, they sort of have to pick somewhere from the absolute wettest first spray all the way to the dry down. And that's the moment that they homage, which is interesting because like with Twee, which homages that last final beautiful perfect dry down scent, when you spray it, you sort of get a wet version of the dry down scent, which I think is so much better than the actual green Irish tweed. Mysteries and wonders. How masculine is this for you?
It's funny, once it's on my skin, I feel like it goes less masculine. I still feel like I need to be dressed up enough to go to this club, but I do feel like I would be welcomed.
See, I totally feel like I could sport jeans and a hoodie and
Yeah.
wear this too. I would totally feel at home.
Look at the guy on the pin-on thing, because look at, he's got a top hat. He's all fancy. I feel like the Stirling one is much more welcoming than that.
So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just be 8-year-old Marcus on the way home from school so excited because today is the first day that you got cable TV. You're going to go from 6 stations to about 60. Now, most of it is going to be reruns of shows from the 50s, but you're going to love them. Hazel, Ozzie, and Harriet. And every day at 3:30, when the Mickey Mouse Club comes on, you're going to get your out.
Head over to stirlingsoap.com where you can find this and a wide range of other products.
Well, I have had my shave, y'all, with Stirling Clubman. And you know how those dossier homages are so good at taking a rather complex scent and distilling it down to 2 fabulously descriptive words, powdery tobacco for tobacco vanille? I would call Stirling Clubman minty lime. And everything else swirling around it you can take out to the greens in the afternoon and dancing the night away until midnight. Rod and Mandy, what a fabulous retelling of the Clubman story. I am a giant fan of this. The aftershave with menthol, y'all, is worth a look. And the base, it's Stirling. It's your friend. You know it. It knows you. Thanks for this, y'all. Welcome to Messages.
So for our April giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get a $25 gift card to First Line Shave.
Yeah, y'all, and all you have to do to be eligible is send us an email here to WeSentYou at thebarbershopduet.com so that we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways. And then check back here on our first May episode to see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck.
I don't mean to sound salty about the original Clubman in today's episode. It's just that for 15 years of going to the country club with my dad, I would smell that occasionally in the bathroom, and each time I would think to myself, why do people like that? But y'all, here's the thing. Rod and Mandy are doing a great service for this world, as are most of the artisans in the wet shaving world. They are finding the versions of these that our dads used, that our grandparents used, and they're bringing back those original scents, those original balances, so that our noses can finally answer that question. Why did people like this? Because, y'all, there were giant reasons why they did. This is extraordinary.
I feel like we now can understand the full spectrum of what that scent was trying to be, which is very cool, getting our idea of that for ourselves now.
It's ironic that you have to homage it to find the original scent nowadays, but here we are.
I feel like we should get a top hat because there's one on the sticker, there's one on the label. Like, I feel like we gotta join this club, my
I'm
friends.
wearing shiny shoes and spats, just no pants.
Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.